Alright guys, we're back. It's BigPoppaTMo here. We're playing some more Railroads Online, and after the last fiasco of rail placement, or lack thereof, I realized what I was doing wrong. I hadn't laid the groundwork properly, so I have since come back and laid some more groundwork. It has given me a much better idea of where I need to put the actual rails. I started the rail line from here all the way out to where my two pieces of groundwork crossed over. Put my little cross track in, put my straight line down that way. Now we need to take the rail from here over to the other side of the sawmill, but we have some groundwork to follow. It did raise the level of the groundwork up by about a degree. This is going to be kind of a tight turn here, but that's okay. As long as we don't take it at high speed, we should be fine. Try and get this pretty straight. See if we can, whoops, wrong button. That might not be close enough. Might have to bring that a little closer to the platform, but looking at it, that looks a lot nicer. So that's a little bit of a tight turn, but that's okay. And then we can come over to this side. We'll go ahead and grab end of this rail there. Follow the groundwork, whoops, follow the groundwork on this one. That may be too tight of a turn as well. This just does not want to be nice to me. All right, we're going to stop that right there because we're going to put in a switch. We'll put in a switch to make this turn here. But basically the groundwork from that point on starts to raise up by about a degree to get over there. So what we're going to have to do here, again, we have to cut down some trees for the switch area. So that we have lots of visibility on our turn. All right, and then let's come back here and figure out roughly where we want our switch. I'm thinking if we put the switch right about here, should be good. Yeah, I think that'll be good right there. All right, let's pop that. All right, so we need a switch right. And we're going to need to do a little bit of groundwork. So we will take our groundwork from here. That'll do. Not the prettiest of turns, but it will do the job. All right, and then from here, we're going to turn that switch going that way. Don't know how often we're actually going to go down this direction. We'll have to see if we can tie this in at a later time. Oh, that is not pretty at all. That is not pretty at all. All right, let's get rid of that section, that section, that section. All right, let's come at it from this direction. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. That's a little bit better. I like that gooder. I like that gooder. All right, might as well grab the train while we're here. It's just sitting here chilling out. All right, whoop. Now, left control is for crouching. See, this is kind of making me mad. They made it so hard to actually fuel this thing. It's not actually throwing the wood in the friggin'... There we go. So I'm not really pleased with that. It used to be so much easier to fuel up these engines. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. But I do know I'm going to have to put more firewood in the train. So we're going to have to put a firewood section down over here, a refueling station. Now, of course, the cool thing is once you get all this stuff laid out, you can actually start running trains. In the meantime, though, you have to do a lot of groundwork. Next thing we're going to have to do, we're going to have to put a big old horseshoe curve on the back side here. So that we actually connect this track section to this track section. So next what we're going to do is we're going to come back here and we are going to cut down an awful lot of trees. And then we're going to run our groundwork. There's a big old loop around. Pretty much going to take down all the trees on the backside here so that we have no difficulty with visibility. Nothing will be in our way. We'll be able to see everything. And that loop is going to come pretty much all the way back to this edge because we need it as smooth as possible. It's not going to be a high-speed turn for sure, but we will be using this one fairly frequently. We will be making a lot of runs from the logging camp to the sawmill. Boop. Just got booped by a tree. Okay, so what we're going to do here now is we're going to use our groundwork from this location. That was not centered. We will fill a whole bunch of this in with additional groundwork. Additional gravel. Alright. Now we are going to run our first bit of rail. This rail all needs to be, honestly, this needs to be adjusted. So we're going to start from here. And it needs to be adjusted so that it's actually closer to the platform. Okay, that should be better. It may need to be adjusted a little bit. It's definitely not the prettiest. But we're going to jump on the train and see what we got. Now, also, one of the other things that we're going to do, we're going to put some facilities here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a firewood depot. Because we need wood. Grab a little bit of this, refill our train. Get our stockpile back to where it should be. All right. All right, let's go ahead and roll around to the other side. Ooh, that is ugly. That right there is ugly. I will fix that in the future. All right. We have got our track from the supply yard to here. Now what we need to do is we need to go to the logging camp. And we need to make the decision of, do we want to come in from one side or do we want to go kind of straight for it? So what we're going to do is we're going to go on a mission to find, and while we're doing it, we're pretty much going to just trailblaze. You'll notice that the ground starts to get variable here. A lot of changes in elevation. A lot of dips. So we're going to have to do a decent amount of logging here. And I'm going to have to figure out if I want to follow the ground like so, and just build a little bit of stuff here. Where are we pointing? I want to point up that way a little bit. So we're going to cut our way through here. It's not the easiest thing in the world to survey your path at first. This looks relatively flat here. But again, we're not pointing in the correct direction. So I think what I really should do is I should go back and run some groundwork. And follow that instead of just trying to cut through the trees. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we're going to grab this groundwork from right there. We want to be pointing about that direction. So we're going to follow this just a little bit. I don't want to have like a ton of earth. So I'm going to get around to this point. And then we'll see which way we need to point. Okay, so we want to point towards that gap. I'm thinking right about like so. So we will hit the Alt so that it goes in a nice straight line. I'm going to bob and weave through the trees here. Alright, we're going to stop there real quick. Alright, so we should be pretty close to that. Now the logging camp should actually be the other side of that hill. So we may need to alter our path a little bit. I'm pretty sure the logging camp is near the N of the word. Let's grab a little groundwork again. to see a sudden change in elevation right there. Okay, there's the logging camp over there. So now that we can see that, what we want to do is take down some trees. So we at least have a line of sight. And I'll show you that this actually presents us with a problem. When you come in from this direction, what you run into is we come into the side of the camp. So even though our rail would be coming in from this direction, if we brought it in that way, it's basically going to come in to the camp sideways, which is not going to be good. We need our rails going along this path here. So we need to put some rails here, and we're going to need to put some rail on this side as well. This is going to be the firewood side over here, and this is the timber side over here. So we'll pick up logs here, and then they're going to have to go back to the sawmill. So what we have to do is we're either going to need to go out that direction and turn, or we're going to have to bring our rail in from the back side and swoop around. So I think what we're going to end up doing is coming in from the back side here. So this is going to involve an awful lot of trees coming down. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to set our groundwork for working in here. And to do that, we're going to grab this. And instead of just doing ground level, we're going to raise it up by a degree till it gets there. And then this is going to be our groundwork height. All right. Now we had two sections that we want to get rid of, that one and that one. Then we want to set our height here. Honestly, that disappears pretty quick. I'm going to run this line all the way to the back. It should be good there. More of a placeholder than anything else. Just shows me where the straight line is in case I bring the rail from all the way back here. It's going to take a bit of planning. Alright, now the next thing I want to do is I want to set the height for the other side as well. So we're going to grab our groundwork here. We're going to run just a temporary spot like so. This will be the rail bed for this section. Then we need to grab this height here. Run that all the way out the back side as well. Alright, that'll be a good placeholder for that. All right. Now I'm going to do a whole bunch of trees off camera, and then we will figure out how to attach the rails to that section over there. That's going to do it for this episode there, guys. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a thing. It means the world to me. Help me make this channel grow. Hit that notification, get notified every time BigPoppaTMo goes live or posts new content. Till next time, guys, go lay your damn tracks.